What should I talk about? I don't know. But I feel like talking because you share something, I share something, and it feels like that even if we are not particularly doing any role, we are still talking about acting, we are still talking about performances, we are still talking about life. And sometimes you are feeling in a certain way, and then you reach out to people, you meet your close friend circle, or your actors community you meet. But sometimes even if you don't meet, you will see that suddenly you come across something, a movie or a performance or an artwork or somebody talking about it, so you can relate to it. And um, we should build communities. People who don't understand the importance of artistic communities, I mean, you will find a lot of people who can criticize what is a community, what is an artistic community, what is an actors community. Many people don't even know what do we mean by actors community in some places. But here, when we are talking about these communities, we already know a lot about it. We have seen in history how it has been, a collection of communities, then how it evolved from one community to another community, how it created great actors, and even if they were not doing any roles, they were having an experience of lifetime. And also, when we are not doing any particular role, we are going through the characters, we are reading a book, and we are thinking that we can make this into a movie. We are delving deeper into the discussions, we are delving deeper into the story, we are delving deeper into the characters, and sometimes we figure out something about ourselves. We introspect while reading the book, after reading the book, after the book is done. We introspect, we sometimes can relate to it, and our own life experiences, um, things we can put into writing, things we can put into our performance. We can do so much. I keep talking about all these things, and many people will talk about all these things, and they will say the same things in a different way, their own perspectives. But there is a point where we connect with each other, and many people will not understand that, and they don't have to. But it is good that we connect with each other, we share so many things with each other, and keep nourishing each other. And acting is vast. Actually, acting is vast. You can stretch your repertoire as an actor, you can play so many roles, so many different archetypes. It is not just few gestures, or you know few expressions you are trying to master, and you think that you, for the rest of your life, you are going to give only those gestures, expressions, or some body movements, or whatever it is. Some people do that, but acting is vast. I mean, the process of acting, the study of acting, observation, imagination. Then when you look at acting, as a theoretical practice, a practical experience, you can learn so much. And going through the physical movements, you learn so much about yourself, you learn so much about the characters, you learn so much about acting itself. Then sometimes through the dialogues, context, subtext, between the lines, you learn so much. You improvise, the way you deliver the lines, the way you read the lines, the way you deliver the lines, the way you give the performance, the way you interact with the fellow actors or other actors. You can do so much. You can do so much. There is a hypocrisy. People who think that they can give some advice to the young people, about acting, about the profession, about the performances, about the practices, some people think that they can give some advice to the young professionals. But there is a lot of hypocrisy involved. People don't want to share, people don't want to talk about it. If somebody else is sharing, they have a lot of cheap comments and ill comments regarding the things people are sharing, the talks people are sharing. But you will see that in a good community of actors or professionals, you know, we can talk about acting, we can talk about dealing with actors, we can talk about the process of acting, the profession of acting, and how from mundane acting your acting can be elevated to a great performance. And now, depending on the scope of the movie or the requirement of the movie, you can give different performances, you can modulate your performances. So one way you can teach is by doing the work. You are making the movie. During this entire process, so much learning happening, so many learning experiences. Before making the movie, pre-production, a lot of discussion involved, table reading, so table reads, reading with the actors, discussing with the actors how you are going to shape the movie, questions from the actors, their understanding from the script, their perspectives, if they have something to add. Those discussions we do as directors, actors, it's a great discussion, creative discussions. Maybe sometimes they are not part of the movie, but they are shaping the movie in different ways. They are shaping the performances in different ways. And we can do it individually with the actors, we can do it with a group of actors. Sometimes when we are not making the movie, we are part of a community, we can have a shared learning experience where we are sharing life experiences, acting experiences. We are learning from each other's mistakes, we are learning from the things we are doing, performances. We are picking up maybe recitation of poetry, or snippet of something, or maybe from a script, or maybe from a story, or whatever we are doing. We are just reading it out, and we are conveying, we are communicating, we are expressing ourselves. Sometimes we are not speaking anything, we are just performing in silence. So silence is art, and we are performing something using silence, our gestures and movements, because that is art. We can speak so much with our gestures and movements, and facial expressions, our performances. We can do so much. And then sometimes people say when the commercial thing comes into the scene, people don't talk about acting in that manner, people don't respect acting that much. You cannot talk about acting in a theoretical level, you cannot talk about acting like it's part of the education. But there are comments like that, people will give that, but you will see that maybe they are looking for a performance, and that performance is having some educational element, that performance is having some element of experience, what you have learned over the years, or due to your passion and enthusiasm, the hard work or effort you have put in learning your craft, practicing your art, that is there no matter whatever you are doing. Even if it is a single line, you are putting a lot of effort in that, you are not compromising. So the attitude towards work, that work ethic, that passion you have towards your performances, you are sharing something with the audience, and you never know where it will reach, and maybe someone from a very different culture, they can relate to the performance in different ways, through the dialogue, through the gesture, through the non-verbal expressions, through that performance as part of storytelling. So it is always education, learning from cultures, learning from people, observing people, humanity. So when we talk about all these things, when we utter these words, when you practice it, you learn more. So you will see that many people can relate to it. Sometimes maybe people are not liking the lectures about acting, or too much educational thing about acting. But when they see a great performance, they will like to ask some questions. They can ask you the question directly, or maybe they are thinking about that performance, how that person came up with that kind of performance. Was it the direction? Was it the practice of the actor? Was it a great experience the actor had? Was it something very special the actor put into that particular role, or while giving the performance? So many questions, so many things we can ask. Now we can ask the questions ourselves. We can find out the answers ourselves. We can ask the questions to the directors or people we know from the industry, or sometimes unexpected responses can come from people part of the learning experience. But this profession, many people criticize this profession in different ways. Some people enjoy doing so, but there is a lot of fun. Being an actor, it's a lot of fun. Sometimes one of the greatest professions of this world. And obviously we do it for money. Many people do it for money, but money is not the only factor. We do it. It's a great thing. We do it, and we ask for a lot of money too. But we give a lot, in this profession. And when we build ourselves as an actor, the process of an actor. So whatever we can do as part of the community, as part of that professional experience, we should share it with people, with professionals, with people who want to be great actors, people who want to make great movies, and that wisdom, sometimes, the wisdom that can come very early in your life. Sometimes that wisdom you gather after a long time. Maybe you have lived your life in a very ignorant way, but at some point of your life you are figuring out that you're having that wisdom, and you're sharing it with people. You feel like sharing. Sometimes you feel like sharing. Sometimes you feel like writing a book. It's great to write a book, Sometimes you write a memoir. Sometimes you write